宣布，绍兴地铁2019国际皮脸皮划艇马拉松世界锦标赛暨亚洲锦标赛开幕。
这是一座与水有着千丝万缕关系的城市，它因水而存在，因水而繁盛，也因水而著名。这就是有着2500多年建成历史的东方水城绍兴。水不仅记录着绍兴悠久的人文和历史，也养育和塑造着绍兴人如水一般至刚至柔的性格。这里不仅有陆游、唐满水一般的绕指柔情和情感缠绵，更有剑湖女侠滴水穿石和积水中流的坚韧不拔和家国情怀。伴随着时光的讲集， 绍兴如一艘乌篷船，从历史的深处划来，划进了21世纪的新时代。随着中国的改革开放，绍兴全面构建现代产业，打造现代城市体系，推动融行联咏接户，绍兴成为长三角地区最具活力的城市之一。千年古城邂逅体育，焕发出新的生命活力。时至今日，水域面积辽阔的绍兴，已经成为一座充满运动速度和力量的城市。30多场国家级以上赛事在这里举办。这里不仅走出了中国水上运动名将、2届皮划艇奥运金牌得主孟关良，也走出了田径赛场上飞人谢震业。更年轻的还有跳远运动员陆敏佳、游泳运动员吴青凤，以及赛艇运动员潘蛋蛋。流水似酒，岁月如歌，绍兴带有人才出，才让千年的古城依旧年轻。
Good morning and welcome back to the third day of the 2019 Canoe Marathon World Championships. We are broadcasting from China, Shaoqing, China. And me, Stefan Gustafsson, and Ivan Lawler will try to guide you through this day.
So there's the program for the day. Senior C1 women first off 14.5k at 8:15. Once they've finished, onto the course go the C1 senior men of full course 25.9, and then a prize giving. Senior K1 women later on around lunchtime, and then this afternoon the K1 senior men. It's going to be a great day, Stefan. Well, I say all the big names are here. They're not all here anymore because Hank McGregor had to go home, but there's still a lot of big names here, and there's still a lot of racing.
It is, and it's a wonderful morning, a wonderful day. It will be sunshine today and just a little wind. So we are looking forward to this day a lot, and we have had some very good days of racing on this quite complicated but interesting course.
It's a lovely course, Stefan. There's the map. It looks quite confusing, but the start obviously is self-explanatory. You go straight up to a big pagoda, the white building to the bottom of your screen, round a massive turn, and then straight back down towards a white bridge. At the white bridge you turn right, following the yellow line, and across the word finish. Under a bridge, turn right and back to the pagoda. That's lap 1. Subsequent laps, once you get back to the white bridge, you duck behind the start pontoon into the narrow canal and round the big island that you can see to the right of your screen. After the final bridge there, you come into the portage, which is a nice wide open pontoon, long run, and in off another nice wide pontoon. Final lap, you follow the blue line after the last portage, up to the white bridge, turn and come back, around a distance of around 750 meters. So it's beautiful here today, Stefan. The wind's going in a slightly different direction. It's coming straight towards us in commentary, which if that continues, the only downside to that is a side wind for the finish straight, but the rest of the lake is more protected than it has been over the weekend. We got women's C1 first off, and we already saw on the short course and in the junior women's C1 that the level of competition's still stepping up year on year.
Yes, but we still have Ludmila Babak here, and she has been winning this category for a couple of years now. She won the short track, and she will definitely be one of the contenders for the gold later here today.
We have got the Chinese women coming in the C1s, and we saw them in the C2 junior men yesterday. They were leading that for an awfully long way, just got overhauled at the end by the Hungarians. So without the technicality of the wash riding which you get in the kayaks, the C1 is open to the the strongest athlete, if you like, and the Chinese are producing good athletes here.
They are. This is part of the more interesting part of the course. We're passing several of these bridges, and the arcs there provide some, not obstacles, but interesting spots for the athletes.
I think you see how difficult it is getting a big groups through some of those small arches, but as yet, as far as we've seen, only 1 or 2 swimmers through those arches, and largely that's poor decision making on the part of the athletes rather than anything else. There's the double bridge we see sort of halfway through the canal at the back. You go through that bridge, left-hand arch there, and turn left immediately afterwards, then bend right to another small bridge, and it gives the athletes something they need to plan for throughout. There's always something on this course that you've got to be planning for.
It provides very interesting camera angles as well.
Well, that is literally the view from our commentary box, Stefan, right there. So we're looking out straight across the finish line, which is what you've got there. Big orange bridge in the background.
And as you can see, the weather here is very nice today, 17 centigrades. The water is quite warm as well, at least for Nordic countries, 18. The wind, very little wind so far, but it's early in the morning, could pick up later on, and the wind direction is the wind is coming in right side winds to the finish line and headwinds at the start.
So any highlights for you today, Stefan, that you're looking out, seeing who's racing?
I think all these races will be very, very good, but of course ladies and men K1 always very, very interesting races. Many good competitors.
There's an awful lot of the under 23s going in the senior race as well. I mean, Mads Pedersen, who we saw win yesterday in quite emphatic forms, racing again, and you wonder how the bigger seniors will manage him. But you can see how things are panning out so far on the medal table there. Hungary, not quite the same number of medals as the rest of the world these days. They're dropping back slightly, but they've still got a fair proportion of those medals.
Yeah, they have 15. The rest of the world has 20. And that's how we used to compare it to Hungary and compete the rest of the world. I think it's China coming in now. Without China, the 4 medal of China, it would have been 15 to 16.
Right. Okay. So
in the favor of the world.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So yeah, that's a tough one. But I think we're seeing in the seniors, maybe the Hungarians haven't got the same dominance they've got in the junior and under 23 categories.
Denmark was on second position after Hungary, and that's interesting.
Right. When was the last time you saw that?
Yeah,
it's been a long time.
Yeah.
So here's the start list for race 1 of today. Sofia Kispan, second in the world last year, has to be one of the big favourites. Rika Abraham from Australia, Jennifer Casal from Spain, Rodriguez also from Spain, Law from Hong Kong, Adriana Antos, 4th in the world last year, and Marine Sansanina under her, 3rd last year and 2nd at the Europeans earlier this year. Chui from Hong Kong under that, and then onto the second page, LeBlanc, who won the under 23s yesterday, Ohashi, Kazakova, and then of course Ludmila Babak, who's got a whole line of wins going back for the last 2-3 years. Then the 2 Chinese we have no prior knowledge of, but the Chinese canoe paddlers have been putting in a pretty good show here, and I imagine a few of the girls on that start line will be wondering what exactly the Chinese have got to offer. So 4.36, that's Antos, 4th last year. I'm sure she'll be hoping to move up into the medals. And Abraham there from Australia. Big canoeing family back home in Hungary. But there's number 1 4:42, Ludmila Babak. Even in the short course, she paddled away from the rest of the field pretty much in the first 300 or 400 meters, and that's pretty dominating.
Yeah, that's the way she loves to race, setting a high speed, a higher speed than anyone else, and just keep on going. Steady state speed that is higher than anyone else.
That keeps it quite simple, really. I mean, there's only one decision to make. But what if someone is with her? Do you think she can adapt? Do you think she's got a plan B?
It's hard to believe that. She is that kind of endurance marathon paddler that could keep the steady state very, very high for a very, very long time, but the ability to shift is not really that great.
It's never been tested, I guess. So
that's also right.
So 4:41, Kazakova from Russia. Hungarians in the background. Australia and Hong Kong yet to get onto the pontoon. Rika Abraham styling out the white sunglasses there this morning. When your sunglasses and watch are matching, you know you've put in a lot of thought into your morning's work. 4:38 there, Chui from Hong Kong. Lining up by Hashi from Japan.
We do also have the Asian Championships in the same race. So for newcomers in this game, like Japan, China, the Asian Championships is also important.
Two Spaniards lining up next to each other, Casal and Rodriguez.
And Hong Kong is there for the first time. Yuan Chan Chui from Hong Kong.
And the two Chinese on the end. That is some boat on the end there. That's it's a boat for the sunny days, that one. We just announcement that they're waiting for one boat. So although the girls are on the line, the announcement I've just overheard, they're waiting for one more to arrive. Not sure where they'll fit on that line though. Maybe right in the middle. I don't know, it's hard to see. Yep, and they're just going to paddle across the front. Looks like the French under 23. It's keeping the old girls waiting. That's LeBlanc from France, just making her way across. Imagine everyone's very pleased with her, Stefan.
Especially not C1s. It's hard for them to stand still.
Yep.
You keep the balance with the paddle. It's not that easy.
Good view of the start pontoon. The youngsters helping out. Loads of volunteers around the site, and these kids get to hold, in this case closest to us, get to hold one of the potential medalists, Kisban from Hungary, second last year. You see even second in the world having to work to keep the boat straight and upright. Officials out on the boats, they'll be marshalling the turns, making sure everything's done as it should be. And finally, LeBlanc backs into the start pontoon and we're good to go. Just one race on the course at a time today. If we're lucky, we'll get a guest presenter or two drop by, as we did yesterday. Okay. Hopefully that went down well.
Ready, go!
And away they go. Away goes Kisban. Abraham to her right, and the two Spaniards, Casal and Rodriguez, just beyond her, but it's Kisban top of the picture at the moment. On the far side, it's Babak as well. There's already a little bit of chaos going on. Babak leads.
Gaia and Bragato.
Bragato, 500 metre racer from the World Championships this year in the A final.
On the outside of Babak there, it's Bragato.
They spread across the lake. There's the leader, Ludmila Babak.
China is coming on her right side as well.
There's a few have gone with her at the moment, and out of shot is Kisban in the yellow boat. She's to the right of your picture, and we can't see her yet. And Abraham is sitting with her. The two of them together. Spaniards coming across now, but Babak already in the lead, but being matched at the moment by the Russian Kazakova. And the Spaniard Casal also still in the game. Here's Kisban and Abraham. So very much an even break so far. The canoes not as keen to get into a bunch as the kayaks, which is just a steering issue. It's just not quite as easy to manage the waves in these boats as it is in the kayaks. But Babak just stretching out now a little bit. Few of those others falling away from her wave. The Russian's gone already. And to Ludmila Babak's right is the Chinese.
Chin.
Seems to be the only one who's really sticking with the pace. Kazakova coming back in again. Possibly, I think she's just behind that wave, which is why she's still having steering troubles. She's just going to dip in behind Babak, but it's difficult back there. Here comes LeBlanc in the red hat, also trying to squeeze up between the Chinese and Babak, and there's going to be problems here. Through comes LeBlanc. Has the tail of her boat caught by the Chinese athlete, who suffered a little through that. So we've got Sansanina on the left of Babak and LeBlanc out of shot now on the right in the red cap. So it's the two French girls tracking Babak, and LeBlanc paid for a slightly aggressive move there. But a group of 9 C1s getting to the top turn, all roughly at the same time. And to be fair, who would ever have thought we'd see 9 C1s getting to the first turn at the same time in the women's racing? It's developed very, very quickly.
It does. First couple of years it was a little bit slow, but now it's really taking off, and many new nations coming in. And it's also a domain for newcomers, newcoming nations in canoeing, like the Asian ones. See lots of athletes from Japan, China, Hong Kong, these countries coming into the sport this way. Also thanks to the development program that the International Canoe Federation is launching.
You can see how much trouble they're having steering around that top turn in a group of 9. Babak's away with Sansanina, Kisban, and then LeBlanc, then Casal, and then one of the Chinese athletes. Maybe it's a bit difficult to see from that shot, but there's the graphic. So Babak, Sansanina, Kisban, LeBlanc, that's the front 4. Then Antos, Bragato, Casal, and Zin. Kazakova also still there. That was on the first, that was on the entry to the turn. It's changed slightly since with a couple of collisions, but Babak is away on her own, at least for now. Sansanina going wide, possibly to get some flat water. Kisban going with her. And LeBlanc, under 23, world champion from yesterday, still in the mix. They're the front four, and they're the four that are still in the game. Babak looks so efficient, relaxed. Kisban trying to use Sansanina to keep her in touch with Babak. LeBlanc on her own for now in the red cap. So now paddle with the wind down towards the white bridge. Big wide turn at the white bridge and then straight across the front of us in commentary through the finish line. LeBlanc making a dive for Sansanina and Kisban in the hope picking up a wave there, but she's a couple of lengths adrift, I think. Quick recap of the start. Very quick recap of the start, and back to the main race. Babak to the left of your screen. On her own, ahead of the field, as we've seen a number of times. So there goes Babak. The gap isn't that big. The chase group is to the left of our screen, just out of shot. There's the start. You can see as soon as those boats fall over the backwash, there's trouble steering. Black boat is coming in at an angle there, lost control. The white boat at the back is just struggling with stability in the rough water there. And the group gradually forms. Kisban at the top, Casal and Rodriguez in the middle, and Babak in the white cap, fourth up from the bottom. Got away well and straight into a lead. So 8.5 minutes into the race, and Ludmila Babak finds herself on her own with a chase pack of 2, which is Sansanina and Kisban, and then behind them is one of the Chinese and LeBlanc from France. Gaps are about 4 lengths between each of those groups at the moment. There's a picture including the second group. Kisban in the yellow boat, Sansanina in the red boat at the top of the shot, and China coming through. Now she's pulled back quite a distance from the top turn, where she was balked a little bit when somebody touched her boat. So China doing extremely well to get back on terms with Kisban and Sansanina. LeBlanc just trying to hold on to the Chinese athlete and get a ride back into contention. All 5 around the turn, and now they're coming straight towards us, and it's Ukraine, from Hungary, from France, from China, and then France again. Looks like Spain following up behind them. This looks like, to me, that we could have China very much in contention for the medals here. The Chinese athlete's broken away from LeBlanc on the turn and is now trying very hard to get on terms with Kisban and Sansanina. The Kisban and Sansanina, second and third last year also. So currently the race sits in World Championship order. The one big difference is the Chinese athlete Xin, who's right on their tail now. So the gap between Babak and the rest is actually, they're directly in front of us now, and the gap in real life looks slightly smaller than it does on your screen. No idea why that would be, seeing as we're looking side on, but it does look a lot shorter looking out the window than it does on screen. Sansanina and Kisban maybe working together to maintain that gap, and right on their tails in from China. Then it's LeBlanc from France, then from Hungary, Brigato, Spain, Casal, Russia, Kazakova.
Now they will turn right around this little island that you can see in the background and be back on the big lake until they come into the canal.
So front four in shot. Be interesting to see how this group of three canoes gets through that tiny little arch on the right of the bridge, which we'll see coming up just shortly. The Chinese, she's made it back. She's on their tail and now moving out to the side fairly emphatically over the wave quite comfortably, and wow,
doing quite an effort now.
Tell me she's not in for a medal. So she's going straight past those other girls, which is probably very wise with the bridge coming up. And maybe we've got a fight on our hands now. You certainly won't get 3 C1s through that right-hand arch. That's it. So here we go. Maybe they'll try. This could be quite interesting to see what happens here. Sansanina rather is just dropping back sensibly. It's going to be very, very tight through there. This is going to get very stressful.
Oh.
That's quite a distance lost there for Kisban. You have to come out, that's an immediate right turn round there, so you have to come out of that bridge at an angle, and Kisban is at the wrong angle for that. She will lose a lot of ground, and you can see that Xin has only got one idea in mind now.
A very good tactic from her in that arc, into that arc. She took the lead just in front of the arc and then pulled the hay with the way.
In a few minutes' time, Babak is going to have company for the first time in a lot of races, and maybe we'll see now what she's got.
Yeah.
Bring it on in the women's C1, Stefan.
It's great.
Kisban did really well. She's actually still with Sansanina there. To recover from that and only have lost that much is pretty impressive from her. But China gained a good few lengths through that bridge by planning ahead, did a great job, and now is on the hunt. And Ludmila Babak has company for the first time. Kayun Xin is on the charge. Gap now, just 3 lengths. So Babak probably thinking she's extending her lead on the rest of the field, as she normally does. Has got a very big wake-up call come in the shape of a red boat.
Yeah,
the red boat of
I don't think she has recognized it yet.
She has no idea,
No.
I don't think. She's going to have an idea in a minute.
Now they are back into the big lake, the pagoda on the left-hand side there. Doing the same turn as on the previous lap.
Stroke by stroke, Zin gets back on terms with Babak. She's going to run down that last wave shortly. That gap will close pretty quickly. And game on. Sansanina and Kisban still working together to try and stop that lead stretching out. And there you go, Babak and Zin given the same time round that turn. Santanina, Kisban, they're the following pair, and then LeBlanc and Bragato with Kazakova 10 seconds off their tail. So there your first 7. Casal a further 10 seconds back with Antos, Spain and Poland. Antos 4th in the world last year. It's looking like it's going to be a tougher day for her today. So around the sharper point, the last buoy of that turn, and Zin moves out to the side of Babak. She would want to come up her other side. The left-hand paddler would want to come up the left-hand, have the washhang on the left-hand side of... Sorry, I completely messed that up. I'll start again. If Zin comes up, she'll want to come up the right-hand side of Babak. Kisban and Sansanina still working hard in the background. But Zin, it seems, happy to sit on the tail of Babak. In the background, Bragato and LeBlanc and Kazakova. So still 7 athletes in one shot after 20 minutes of racing. Then back to Antal and Casal. I've just realised, Stefan, that I didn't bring the M&Ms down.
How shall we survive the day then?
I'm not sure. I mean, we could send back to the hotel. For, I mean, we could send a courier or something.
Yeah.
But then I've only got 1 bag though, so we could have them tomorrow.
Yeah, that's good.
So we'll save that as a special treat for tomorrow.
Yeah.
You gave me 1 job, Stefan. 1 job, and I've let you down. Well, look at this, guys. We've got a race at the front of the women's C1, a race that Ludmila Babak wasn't expecting. We said that we thought the Chinese could compete in this. There's not the technicality of the big group racing. It's just athlete to athlete competition, this one, and it looks very much like Xin from China has put a different dimension on this race.
China has a very big team, the biggest team of all nations in this World Championships. 44 athletes, and that's the maximum you can have at the Marathon Championships, meaning that no athlete is doing 2 distances. Otherwise, normally a K1 or a C1 paddler is also doing K1 or C2, but the Chinese team have the amount of paddlers with good enough quality not having to do that. Quite impressive.
Very impressive. So they reach the turn almost at the white bridge. A few of those yellow boys, they're almost in a straight line, those yellow boys. So I'm not sure what the rules actually are on that. There's a straight line leading to the turn. So whether you can go inside or outside those, I'm not sure how that works. And pretty much the turn starts when they get to the officials' boats. So Babak leads Xin with Santanina and Kisban just behind them. 3 boats now in the chase pack with LeBlanc, Bragato and Kazakova, who's got back on terms with the other 2. Distances gradually opening up between these 2 at the front and the rest of the pack, but the big news is that there are 2 at the front, not just Babak on her own, as we've seen so many times. So there's the turn. There's the officials sunning themselves on their yachts. So Babak, Xin, Kisban, Santanina, LeBlanc, Bragato, Kazakova, Antos, Kazal and Wen. Xin seems content to sit on the tail of Babak. I would like to see her go past Stefan and see if Babak can cope with the rough water behind her.
Yeah.
Test her. Give her. The trouble is Zin's never raced her before, but yeah, go alongside, see what she's got.
We'll see what she will do when we enter the canal and all the arcs.
So there's the first bridge they've got to go under. The logical arch to go through is the right hand arch, but the middle arch gives them a broader turn, because straight after the bridge you have to turn right. So the canoes may choose the middle arch. That gap could be opening up a little going into the canal, and Babak will know, having paddled there already this week, that the washes don't sit quite so comfortably in that back channel. So they have gone through that central arch. Makes this turn a lot easier to manage. Xin gets round, still just in touch. Maybe a length gap's opened up. So Xin just behind that front wave now. Babak knows she's there now, she must do. Kisban and Santanina round that turn also. Goes in, still in touch. So Babak's in 25 seconds ahead of Kisban Sansanina. They in turn are about 30 seconds, 35 seconds ahead of Bragato and LeBlanc. Kazakova just off the tail of Bragato and LeBlanc. Babak, Ludmila Babak finds herself with company for the first time. Babak's still under 23, I think, Stefan, even though she didn't race in the under 23s.
Is she still?
I think so. Maybe someone can fact check that for us, but born in 1997.
Okay.
That needs somebody to do maths, but I'm pretty sure that makes her 22.
Yeah.
So she chose not to race the under 23s yesterday, presumably because this is more important to her. But actually at this stage she's probably glad she didn't race yesterday with somebody hot on her tail.
But we've seen her winning this C1 category for at least 3 years in a row now.
So Sansanina and Kisban through the double bridge. Left hand bend,